Chapter 13. Dax remembered the first aid kit that Dr. Gage kept in his glove compartment. He peered into the car's shattered insides. The computer screens had been sucked away. The air rifle and the sound pods were gone too. But the first aid kit was still in the glove compartment. Dex grabbed it and hurried back to Dr. Gage. Mom had made him take an advanced first aid kit class last summer. He'd hated every minute, but now the training came back to him. He unzipped the case, taking a deep breath so calm as to calm his hammering heart. He followed the steps he'd been taught. Put on the disposable gloves. Use scissors to carefully cut away the muddy fabric that stuck to Dr. Gage's wounded leg. He didn't drop the scissors when he saw the gaping gash above Dr. Gage's knee. He didn't vomit at the sight of blood or at the sickening gleam of white bone through the open wound. He thought of Jeremy, imagined that he was right behind him, calmly talking him through the steps. He ripped open a package of gauze and pressed down as hard as he could. Blood soaked through, so he took more gauze and pressed it harder. He kept pressing to try to stop the bleeding. Minutes crawled by. Dex gripped Dr. Gage's hands tight. No, he wouldn't let Dr. Gage go. He would hold on to him for dear life, the way Dr. Gage held on to Dex when the tornado tried to suck him away. The bleeding slowed and then stopped. Dr. Gage's skin didn't look as gray, and his breathing seemed a little steadier. Dex was putting on a fresh bandage and wrapping it in adhesive tape when he heard the sound of a truck and slamming doors, and then voices. A man and a woman came running toward him. Relief poured over Dex as he realized it was Jimmy and Sarah. "We found you!" Sarah shouted. She and Jimmy started to cry when they saw Dr. Gage laying there, surrounded by bloody gauze. They kneeled down next to him, and Dr. Gage's eyes fluttered open, but then he drifted away again. Sarah turned to Dex. "Dex, you took care of him?" Dex nodded. He'd done all he could. "You did real good," Jimmy said. Dex barely managed to nod as he fought back tears. Within minutes, they found a door in the wreckage to use as a stretcher. Dex helped them carefully move Dr. Gage onto the door, and they carried him to the pickup truck. "I'll ride in the back with Norm," Sarah said. "Dex, you go up front with Jimmy." Dex shook his head. "I'm not going with you," he said. He hated to leave Dr. Gage, but Jimmy and Sarah would take care of him. "I need to find my mom and dad. I need to get home." The word home got caught in his throat. "I don't live far from here," he said. "The neighborhood is no more than a half-mile away." "It's very bad out there, Dex," Jimmy said quietly. "This is the worst tornado I've ever seen. It's just miles and miles of destruction. Parts of Joplin are completely gone. Come with us to the hospital," Sarah said. "I'll help you find your parents after we take care of Norm." Dex was tempted. He didn't want to be alone, but he couldn't wait, and Jimmy and Sarah had no time to argue. They hugged Dex as though they were all family. Dex watched them drive away, and now it was time for Dex to head into the ruins to discover what was left.